Joining us for some more analysis is our guest, Makram Rabah. He's an author and assistant professor at the American University of Beirut. His book, Conflict on Mount Lebanon, The Druze, the Maronites, and Collective Memory, covers collective identities and the Lebanese civil war. Welcome to our program, Professor. Now,
good evening.
Lebanon has suffered numerous blows in the past few years, from the 2019 economic crisis to the 2020 Beirut port explosion, not to mention the 2006 war. Does the country have the capacity to withstand a large-scale conflict with Israel?
The simple answer is definitely no, for many reasons. First of all, Hezbollah has changed since '06, as well as Israel has changed in many ways. Not to mention the fact that at the moment you have a very serious schism within the country, and the majority of the Lebanese, including those who claim that they support Hezbollah, don't wish to engage in an open warfare with Israel for many reasons. First of all, this is a battle which the Lebanese will eventually lose, and more so, everyone believes that at the end of the day, whatever happens, any type of reconciliation or any regional agreement over ceasefire will come at the expense of Lebanon. Not to mention, as we follow what's happening on the ground, we see that Hezbollah is not only weak, but its ability to actually fight is non-existent, be it the surgical targeted hits against its own leadership, or the way that Israel is systematically demolishing many of the villages and the cities adjacent to the Lebanese-Palestinian border. All of this drives us to say that this is a war that the Lebanese cannot really even imagine winning.
Well, in the past week, Hezbollah has suffered from heavy losses, including key military leaders, as well as several fighters in separate Israeli attacks. So how do you assess the damage to the Lebanon group, and can it sustain a long conflict?
Well, Hezbollah might be able to survive, and this is exactly what it wishes. They don't really care about defending Lebanon nor defeating Israel, but rather to live to fight another day. And it has been clear from the speeches of its Secretary General Hassan Nasrallah that it simply wants this war to end, and they have linked the ongoing fight in Gaza with Lebanon, meaning they believe as soon as the ceasefire is achieved in Gaza, this would translate directly into ceasefire in Lebanon. This is something that will never happen. I think that they can survive this war, but Lebanon will not be able to survive. And more importantly, I think the most damaging effect of these strikes and assassination is in the narrative of Hezbollah as being a capable, weaponized group that can actually defend Lebanon, and more importantly, as it claims to defend the Shiites of Lebanon.
And Israel recently expanded the goals of its military operation in Gaza to include the return of Israeli residents back to their homes in the north near the border with Lebanon. We talked about this last week. Do you now think that this can be achieved without a ground invasion and consequently potential of a full-scale war in the region?
Given what happened yesterday night, what transpired, and the attacks against Haifa, I can say that no, they cannot return to their villages before a kind of a political resolution is achieved. Yet at the same time, while Gallant and Netanyahu are claiming that they only want to bring back these people, I think the main objective of the Israeli government and Netanyahu is to try to drag Iran into this fight. So I think that we are looking on a long-term conflict. This long-term conflict will include more destruction in Lebanon, and I believe that the inhabitants of northern Israel will remain outside their homes until a kind of a political resolution is achieved.
Professor Makram Rabah, thank you so much for sharing with us your insights. Appreciate it.